Boom shakalaka. We are in game, baby. Oh my god, my name won't fit versus Mateus. Can I just say, for those of you guys out there who don't think this is a funny name, oh my god, my name won't fit. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Huns v Turks on Arabia. Non-mirror Civ. It's going to go onto the YouTube channel into the collection of non-mirror matchups. I have a growing collection of non-mirror 1v1s. That's my favorite settings in the game. What we're going to see is, oh my god, my name won't fit, with a weird map. I mean, certainly nothing to the south, except for his two boars. Stone to the side, secondary gold here on the front. This hill is ugly. This ridge line is really ugly. You really have to put a lot of effort into defending it and holding that hill. If you lose it, it's all over. He's going to have a wood line on that hill as well, which is going to really tie the blue player's fate to the safety of this hill. Gold on the front for the blue player is actually also not good. He's just got this cratered TC. This wood line to the side is decent, but all in all, this map is like, I don't know, a D? I would give this map a D if it was in my high school geometry class. You get a D, bro. Let's see, Mateus, a player that I do know a bit better. Oh my god, my name won't fit, might be a Smurf at 21-28. But Mateus here is playing as Turks. Turks is like lobster. You have to really gain an affinity for it. You don't just wake up in the morning. You don't just like get born loving lobster. You have to get used to it, and hopefully Mateus is used to it. Huge bonus for him, though. The red player can block in some of his map pretty nicely. Has a back gold pile, has back berries, has a wood line to the side. You can see he's already thinking maybe about walling here. I think it's an incredibly safe map for Mateus, and he can do whatever he wants. With Turks, you can go into scouts, and you can get that free upgrade. That's not a bad move at all. We'll see if he does it. Turks getting light cavalry and hussar for free, so if you build 5 scouts and you can keep them alive, they become pretty beefy light cav. So, you know, that's a nice option. It certainly keeps your opponent on the defensive. Feudal age for both guys coming in. Huns player's up on 21. Mateus is up on 22. We'll see. We'll see what the blue strategy is. I think the Huns player is going to go with some scouts and just play the Huns meta, but we'll find out. No villagers on gold just yet. Still trying to wall in some of the map. Stable coming down right now for, oh my god, my name won't fit. Oh my god's got to really have a mobile army because his opponent, Mateus, really should build scouts and raid this entire area. I mean, you just can't defend this with spears in the early part of the game. You got to get a couple scouts out, and I think that's going to work out at least somewhat okay. I don't know why I'm so optimistic. But, oh my god, my name won't fit here is going to have to really play his ass and balls off in order to win this game. Are we going to see a villager going down right away? Looks like we will. Blue player actually able to grab one of Mateus's vills. You got to love that. Getting aggressive early. Doing a good job to keep his some random fake account has followed. Welcome, some random fake account. Gotta love the early aggression from my name won't fit. He'll get a villager ahead of his opponent here. He's going to start cranking out some scouts. Looks like they're kind of running a circuitous way around the map. He's going to camp them on this hill in case his opponent sends in a sneak attack. Red player Mateus is playing a little defensively too. He's going to actually wall this in a lot more thorough of a way than I thought he would. And that's going to keep this wood line safe. I thought we would just see like a wall across here, potentially, but Mateus is going to go across the top of the ridge line. Those buildings will be a lot stronger on top of that ridge, and eventually he can close in like an entire, I don't know, eighth of the map. It's actually probably a really nice decision. This whole area is closed once he builds a little bit more houses or walls. Anyway, Mateus has 5 military out. He's coming forward with his scouts, and this is a great move. Oh my god, my name won't fit is going to have to go back and defend himself. He's got a couple vills on gold early, which is interesting, but unfortunately, my name won't fit does not have any spearmen keeping this wood line safe. Gonna have to get into the fight here with the villagers. Looks like we will see a blue vill go down? Question mark? We actually might not see a blue villager go down. Holy sweet Jesus, that was a... My calculation was that a vill would die. It looks like she will survive on 4 HP. And my name won't fit will chase his opponent away, adding in an archery range here kind of early. But we will see. Hey, Sinkin's here. Sinkin is alive and well. Anyway, yeah, it's not going to be a bunch of spears from the blue player. It's going to be a bunch of scouts, just 2 spearmen for the moment. Archery range coming, those 5 scouts roaming forward for my name won't fit. Mateus is starting to get really nicely walled in, though. That little bit of forward aggression has given him time to really secure his map. Blacksmith coming down, doesn't have the resources to click up anytime soon, but we'll grab Wheelbarrow, we'll start taking gold. The only question is, can Mateus survive the oncoming onslaught from, oh my god, OMG is coming in with, what is that, 9 scouts? 8 scouts roaming around, and there's not that much area here to defend. You probably need 3 or 4 spears in total. But this many scouts, if they find an open resource like this wood line, they can grab down some villagers pretty quickly. Both guys grabbing Wheelbarrow as we speak. It looks like why am I worried about the Wheelbarrow advantage? Mateus will have a 30-second advantage to Wheelbarrow time. My name won't fit here has bought himself some time to basically continue to wall the ridgeline if he wants to. He's going into double range archers. He's going to add a blacksmith. He's going to stay on the offensive and make a little bit of a push here in the feudal age. Eventually walling some more of this area or defending it well would be great. But for now, the blue player is not that worried about it. He's not that worried about it. He's not that worried about Mateus, who's kind of hanging around and playing very defensively, walling himself in and kind of letting Oh My God off the hook for having such a bad and raidable map. I mean, look at this map. You could run... I think the blue player here would do well to build a couple of houses. Oh, he can't build houses because he's Huns. A couple palisades to stop scouts from running behind the TC. But you could run in, raid these farms. You can get into the back wood line. Couple spearmen, though. For now, it is going to be a little bit of a push from, oh my god, my name won't fit. We will see bloodlines coming in for Mateus, who's got 8 scouts still. As soon as those come in, he's going to roll in and take this fight. Spearmen will keep the scouts at bay. Blue player should just probably let these couple archers die, but he's going to fight. This is a really bad fight for blue. Spearmen are getting in some pokes on those blue scouts, and oh my god, my name won't fit. Fighting bloodline scouts and spearmen here is going to lose a ton of his army. In the end, all the spears die, all of the scouts end up dying from blue, and it looks like these archers will go down as well. Mateus with 300 food, 200 gold in the bank. Oh my god, my name won't fit, will go up to castle. OMG took a little bit of his foot off the gas military-wise to crank out a little more economy, and gets up to the castle age first. He's going to wall himself in. Kept Mateus very busy there, but in the end, losing a huge army there for, I don't think, very good trades. I think that was a nice little bit of fighting for Mateus, but in the end, castle age on the way. Blue player has walled himself in somewhat nicely. Pushing toward the TC, the back area is still open, but it may not matter for now. Hello, Sinkin. Looks like blue stopped building vills or got loom. I don't know why the villager count was equal there. It is basically an equal game. It's just that Mateus here has clicked up to castle a little bit later. Blue raiding has done a decent job to keep Mateus on the defensive. He will have a couple of bloodline scouts, but not that many. Red player, though, is fully walled. So, you know, if you're counting the pluses and minuses here, yeah, I mean, getting up a little earlier is great for the Huns player. He can start cranking out cav archers out of 3 different ranges. Actually will be 4 ranges, but those cav archers aren't going to be getting in too easily. Palisades aren't going to hold cav archers for that long, but it is, look at this area. It's just totally house walled in, some parts of it double palisaded. In the end, it's a little bit hard to envision raiding this map, especially if Mateus keeps his eyes open. Like a TC in this part of the map would be so annoying, because if you push through the palisades, you run straight into a town center. Castle Age comes in for the blue player. It is going to be crossbowmen and cav archers rolling out. Did not see if he got bloodlines yet, but we'll check the first cav archer who rolls forward. Oh my god, my name won't fit is going to roll toward his opponent. This wood line is actually a little bit... oh wow, look at that. Mateus will maybe start to abandon that wood line a bit. Wood line's a little bit thin. Archers camped out on this side of it could idle a lot of villagers. Mateus, for the moment, actually, he's got a good wood line here, but... and this is okay, but it's not going to last that long for him. It's not as though he's going to be in the Imperial Age sitting inside of these walls happy. For now, though, it is all good in the hood for Mateus, who's going chain barding armor and husbandry. Bloodline's coming for, oh my god, my name won't fit. He's going to have a couple cav archer out onto the map. First couple crossbows start to roam forward. There's that TC that I wanted Mateus to put up. Me and Mateus are on the same page, baby. The red player here is actually streaming these days. If you guys didn't know that, check out Mateus's channel. I think, to be totally frank about it, I think he's kind of new to it, and he's still learning the ropes and getting better at interacting with chat while playing the game, but he's going to be a great person to do that. Guy's got a great personality. Anyway, light cav upgrade is in for Mateus. He's just got a couple of these light cav, and they're not going to do very much here. Maybe just slowing his opponent down for a moment, trying to sandwich him. Deletes a palisade to run in. I don't know, though. I don't know if this is enough. What do we got? Well, we have +2 defense and bloodlines. Crossbowman crunched into the corner from the blue player. He's going to get in a lot of great damage. And in the end, that's a pretty good fight for blue, who's keeping Mateus on the defensive. 2 TCs, though, now for the red player, who will add in a siege workshop. Looks like we have a 1 TC build for My Name Won't Fit. University coming for ballistics. So a little bit more investment into military here for, oh my god, My Name Won't Fit. Webcam Dad. What's up, Webcam Dad? What's the ELO of these players? Yeah, no, you're not stupid. That's a fine question. These guys are on Voobly, and you can see it here, 2100. That's not a dumb question. This is a different overlay than most people use. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Watching some games here live on Voobly. Is it Hera? Is that who it is, Cloakin? I didn't know this. All right, let's see. Cav Archer starting to roam in. Bloodlines with +2/+2 for the moment. Knights for Mateus with +2 defense are having to run to the other side to put out some fires. Literally, this wall got on fire from arrows somehow. This player, who may be Hera, or is it ACCM? I actually don't know who it is. OMG is going to be doing some raiding. Certainly, it has to be a Smurf, I would think, but I don't know who's Smurf just yet. Trying to run in and raid. Mateus' TC here doing a great job to cap off that economy and keep it safe. Villager count is +6 now for the red player, who's playing very defensively. He's really clustered up on this wood line. Not the most efficient of wood lines, but at least for now, it is maybe going to get the job done. Mangonel in defense. Is this a castle? No, it's a siege workshop on the hill. So we will see a continued and exerted push from, oh my god, OMG. Taking a bit of a mangonel shot there. Gonna have to be careful to avoid triple mangonels in defense and a couple of knights from the Turks player. Buying time until the Imperial Age comes in, I guess. Mateus at the moment is he's on 2 TCs. His opponent is on 1, spamming cav archers, but those units are not doing that much yet. A little bit of siege might change the tide of this game, but we'll have to see. The clock is ticking. Mateus at the moment out 9 villagers ahead. Will continue to widen that gap. Certainly not stockpiling resources for the moment. It's Hera, says Gloken. All right, this is Hera, says Gloken, and I believe it. OMG equals Hera. Anyway, siege workshop coming down for Hera, and we will see tower in defense and a university and some stone being taken and eventually some TCs, I think. But that is not going to happen just yet. Mateus is playing a very defensive game. 5 mangonels now out here on the front. Mangonel micro is a really interesting, it's a really interesting can of worms. 5 mangoes is pretty hard to micro around, but we'll see. Blue player here is going to continue to cling to this hill. Looks like it is time for Mateus to push out. Big mangonel shot could change this game. Yeah, that's a couple of nice ones, but oh, blue mangonel pops out. We have absolute chaos on our hands. It looks like good micro from Hera for the most part. He did take a couple big shots to the face, but drawing Mateus out into this fight, eventually dwindling down the mangoes. Probably needs to regroup these cav archers because there's a lot of knights here. But the blue player, in the end, I think that went fairly well for him. Mateus could have waited a little longer and just waited for these units to try to push in, but I think the siege workshop kind of convinced him that it was time to strike while the iron was hot. Cav Archer's kiting away from damage here. Mangonel pops out maybe just a half second later than Mateus might have wanted, but he's still going to get a pretty damn good shot in with it. That was a really nice Mangonel shot. You don't see Cav Archers die to Mangonels quite as much, but look at how many of these lost a ton of HP to that last big shot. All in all, Mateus has bought himself a lot of time. He's 14 villagers ahead. Hera here is going to have about 500 food, 500 gold, and a little bit of stone. Mateus, similar in food and gold resources. All things considered, I think it's a pretty darn dead heat. But the red player here has a lot more potential. 14 villagers. Soon he will stop queuing so many vills, and he'll start basically putting all of his resources and all of his time and energy into building a bigger and badder military. Turks are not a great early game civ, but when you reach the Imperial Age, there are some options here. It looks like, at least for now, we are seeing knights, but not a huge investment into knights. Not seeing a huge investment into anything but eco. University coming down right now, and that is going to get Mateus a little closer, along with a market, to clicking up. Looks like he will rebalance his eco just a bit if he needs to. Red player here is in a little bit of a critical moment, though. His opponent is still pushing pretty hard at him, and his knight number and his mangonel number has really dwindled. Another mango coming out. Maybe a few more knights from Mateus would help him a lot. Matt clicking up to Imp. He is on stone. He can start thinking about a defensive castle to keep his opponent away. Blue player, whose name won't fit, is going to have to... Oh, nice mango micro. Nice job splitting that mangonel. He's going to have to do some raiding. The blue player here has to identify the fact that his opponent really isn't making enough knights or mangonels to keep him honest, and he's got to go in and raid. This is a really golden opportunity to do some raiding. Yeah, there's some knights here. Yeah, they have +2 defense, but there's not nearly enough knights, and I think that these Cav Archers have ballistics on their side, and look at the villagers starting to hemorrhage out of, oh my god, or out of Mateus's economy. He's down to 78. If these Cav Archers get into the back here, it is really going to go a long way for the blue player. This is perfectly timed raiding. He's been trying to push in for the entire game. He's finally got a chance, idling this entire piece of eco for the moment. Got to keep those Cav Archers on their feet and maximize their damage. But if he can find this group of vills, or if he can find, yeah, man, even 4 or 5 more vills on this side, it would just be such a nice little bit of the bonus for my name won't fit, who can click up to Imp himself rather soon. Not a whole lot going on the front. Adding in some more Cav Archers, though. Added in another TC. Still roaming around in the back. I'm not sure why. It's time to get some damage in, bro. Yeah, I mean, I know there's a couple mangonels, but this economy is ripe for the picking. My name won't fit. He will probably focus on some other part of the map for the moment. We'll click up to the Imperial Age. Maybe thinking about keeping these Cav Archers alive until he gets up to the next age. But maybe seeing Mateus hit Imp, he's decided to go back in and raid. Hard to know what players are thinking, but it is time to really raid. If Hera knew what we know, he would go in and do some raiding, and it looks like he's ready to do so. Has to avoid a big mangonel shot. Those are 2 pretty big ones. But in the end, he will climb this hill, and he will have maybe 20 Cav Archers left. Still too much for Mateus to handle. Can't really run under the towers, but look at how inefficient this economy is right now for the red player. He's having a lot of trouble keeping his opponent at bay. These Cav Archers in the back of this eco are doing a ton of damage, and look at these vills. That's what, 4 or 5, that's 9 villagers who aren't working. They're just hiding in the corner. Granted, that's a really nice move from Mateus to keep them alive, but Hera at the moment is idling a lot of eco. Red player runs in just a second before Cavalier hits, which is kind of a bummer. He lost a couple more knights than he needed to. But these Cav Archers are effectively GG. Mateus here does still have a chance to get back in the game. It's not as though it's a total knockout blow. Oh, a couple more villagers dead on the top, though. Mateus mined through this gold pile, and those villagers pathed out to this gold, and they all got chewed up for free. Man, that actually really hurts. I was just about to say, man, Mateus could maybe still, but 10 more villagers dead here. The Cavalier are starting to roam out. They're going to do a pretty nice job to counter these Cav Archers. We're going to see 1, 2, 3 stables added in from the blue player on the front. He's going to start adding in light Cav, which will become Hussar. Oh, no, they won't, because he's Huns. But in the end, he could go up. Bracer coming, Parthian tactics coming. Going to continue to beef up those Cav archers. Mateus here needs to go balls to the wall into Cavalier, which he is doing. But I don't know how much his eco can support. Right now, 80 villagers, but lots of those villagers were idle for quite some time. Blue player Hera here has done his damage and now needs to get out of dodge while he can. Thanks for the follow, Ravala AOC, Lenhoff. Thank you guys. Welcome. Sorry my alerts are not working at the moment. Anyway, it looks like these light cav will be basically a little bit of a meat shield for these Cavalier, which are starting to run toward the economy of the blue player. Look at the blue map control at the moment. He's just got a little bit of something everywhere. That castle is in a fantastic location. Going to protect multiple resources and this ridge line. I really like that a lot. Seems to be a pretty nice game for the blue player. He's just got to parry a little bit of raiding from his opponent. Cavalier are so beefy versus arrows that until you get like chemistry in and bracer in, it's just a little bit hard to deal with this raiding. Those units will roam through the economy here and grab a couple vills. Those initial spearmen from the early game will come into play. A little bit of light cav roaming in to keep an eye on this economy, but not really a threat at all to the red player at the moment. 103 villagers for the blue player, and he's in a pretty good spot. But what I was saying before is, you know, Huns is maybe Turks becomes a much better civ in the Imperial Age. Cavalier starting to get knocked down. These Cav Archer numbers are, they're rather big. We're not seeing heavy Cav Archer yet. We are seeing plate barding armor, so a little bit of resource being invested from the blue player Hera into beefing up his cavalry. For the moment, we've gotten to a bit of a military stalemate. Blue player in a great spot at the moment, at least in my opinion. Going to be kiting away from... Ooh, we've got a couple Cav Archers in here from Mateus. What in the heck? Those are Cav Archers, non-Hun Cav Archers. A couple Cav Archers in from the red player, going to keep his opponent at least honest. A couple more light Cav coming out for blue though. A little bit of a skirmish here in the middle. I think that the blue army being able to kite away from this damage and adding in a couple meat shields should be able to win it. Bracer and Parthian tactics coming from Mateus, forging on the way. Mateus is going to fight fire with fire here and go into some Cav Archer. Another TC for the red player to keep this wood line safe. I like that TC a lot. Don't know about you guys. Look at those villagers running away. They must be French. I don't even know what you mean, but it's still funny. Yeah, heavy Cav Archer is in now. Capped Ram on the way. Forging on the way. It's time for the blue player to make his move and try to end this game. Villager count is still in his favor. I think Mateus has kind of stopped building vills for a few minutes, but still getting a little bit raided, a little bit annoyed. Couple vills cobbed up at the moment. 16 idols for Mateus, which is a bit of a bummer. He's been kind of raided pretty consistently. I'd have to say I thought that Mateus was a little ahead in the early game. I liked his walls. I thought he would have a good chance getting to castle. I think he got to castle a bit before his opponent. You know what? It was actually, it was Hera first. Look at this castle drop. Oh, sweet Jesus. If this castle goes down, I think it's safe to call GG. It's basically almost within range of all three of these town centers. For the moment, heavy Cav Archer are going to camp out and protect it. There's enough villagers here to get that castle up pretty quick. Hussar upgrade is in for the Huns player, who's doing iron casting and continuing to raid. Just needs to hold out a little bit longer. Here comes the army of Mateus. He's been honeypotted into a bad fight, but the blue player might be letting him off the hook here. Hera's going in to kill a few more vills. He's going to lose his castle. He's going to lose those villagers and the castle drop by the looks of it. Heavy Cav Archer, though, they may actually be able to hold the line. It looks like somehow 4 of those villagers survived. They all got hurt, but 4 vills still alive. Castle on 63%. Mateus has to kind of deny this. It really does put a damper on his entire economy. Trying to snipe down the vills, but here comes blue with about 8 or 10 more. He's going to keep pushing on it. 80% of the way done. Looks like Mateus here is not going to be able to deny it, and he's going to give the GG. Rams start to roll in to finish the job. Really masterful game from OMG, aka Hera, I'm told. Mateus there played a nice game. Turks on Arabia is a pretty damn tough civ to win, at least in my opinion. But, you know, he walled up nicely. He kept his opponent at bay for a while. But in the end, it was just too passive of a build. The blue player got in, did the damage, and eventually will get the win. That's it for this one. If you guys are watching on YouTube, much love. Catch you in the next game. If you're